Hello, Nistas and Nistas. How are you today? Welcome back to the channel. I want to thank you guys for coming back to the channel. I'm Savings Fashionista. And over here, we do mainly things fragrances, whether it's body or home. And today we are here to talk fragrances, you guys. And I have a discovery set sampling that I would like to share with you. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on some Montale fragrances, please. All right, Nistas. So, you guys, if you didn't know, I think I posted it or I talked about it on my Insta story. Sephora now carries Montale fragrances. So I like that because, we get that 20% off twice a year, and that's cool. So I, went just looking around and I purchased the Discovery Set. So this is the Discovery Set, and I think it retails for like $38, which is not bad. And I had some points, so I ended up getting it for like $28. So I did purchase this Discovery Set, and it looks really nice. It comes sleeved, and it opens like this, and it has the card and a picture, and it just tells some brief information about the house, and it gives a little brief information. I'm gonna try to summarize it. It says Montale, founded in 2001, Montale Perfumes is one of the most rare and precious perfume collections, renowned for harmonizing essence of the East and West while continuing an ageless tradition of French perfumery. Today, the collection features over 95 fragrances, many of which contains oud, and the span of which suits any palette. Each fragrance is composed of the finest raw materials in high eau de parfum concentrations for a long-lasting scent that is protected by a specially developed aluminum bottle. So here you go. And it's nice. This is like a velvet material, and it's really nice. So let's get into it. And I do have two others that I purchased some time ago from Twisted Lily, and I'm going to go ahead and include those. I've already talked about one of those, but I'll just recap what I said. So if you're interested in hearing that video on some popular fragrances that I did from Twisted Lily, well, not from Twisted Lily, but some sampling that I purchased from Twisted Lily, you can click that card above and see that video as well. So we're going to start off with Amber Musk. Now, Amber Musk is a white musk fragrance, and I have been playing around with them. So what I'm going to do is refresh them as we go along. So this is Amber Musk, and I am going to place a picture so you can see the packaging as well. Now, Amber Musk, this is definitely an amber fragrance, but I do get that oud note. It just has that. All of their fragrances, with the exception of a couple, have that same signature oud note. This fragrance has white musk, ambergris, amber, powdery notes, and cedar. This is a nice fragrance. It's not as heavy hitting as some of the other fragrances. It does come off as a very mature signature scent. I do like amber fragrances, but I like them done in a certain way. Not to say that I don't like this one, but I do have a couple amber fragrances already in the collection that I do like. I don't think that this is something that I would probably ever purchase in not even a 20 mil unless it was like gifted to me or I got it for a really, really low price. But I'm not that intrigued by this particular fragrance to say that it's full size bottle worthy. But it is a nice fragrance. So you girls who are amber girls and you like a little oud in it, I would definitely recommend checking this one out because, like I said, it's not as overbearing as some of Montale fragrances are. So again, that's it. That is Amber Musk. All right, you guys. Now, the next one is a very, very popular one. I knew about this before I got my hand on any sample to ever smell because whenever someone smells this, you just know it. Once you know it, you know it. And this one is Arabian Tonka. This is a heavy blasting fragrance. And I'm not going to spray it because, you know, I'm recovering, but I can still smell it really, really good on this card. This fragrance has notes of bergamot, saffron, heart notes of Bulgarian rose, oud, base notes of amber, oak moss, tonka bean, and cane sugar. This is a very nice fragrance, you guys. However, this fragrance to me, I remember being at a wedding reception, and the lady smelled so good, and I pondered in my head. We actually sat at the same table. I pondered in my head and I kept saying, I have something at home that smells like that, and I just could not think of it. And I sat there all night, and I finally thought of it, and I asked her what was she wearing, and she told me she was wearing Arabian Tonka by Montale. So I was like, wow. But the fragrance that had come to my mind that I was thinking about was Dama Bianca from the Casa Morati line with Giorgio. Now, you guys, this is a very similar DNA of Dama Bianca. Now, I know that's almost kind of like contradictory what I'm saying that this is a nuclear powerhouse fragrance, but hear me out. If you had two different extremes of a fragrance on the same like spectrum, I would say that the Dama Bianca is more like warm, hot weather of this type of fragrance DNA. And the Arabian Oud is cooler, cold weather. But it has some of those same nuances and notes that is so familiar. So much so until I thought this lady was wearing Dama Bianca. But this is an absolutely beautiful fragrance. And I do have another fragrance in my collection that this reminds me of, which is Cambridge Club. Cambridge Club is not as oody and rich as Arabian Tonka, but it is good. So if you are a person who wants to be smelled before the eyes can behold you, this is definitely one of those type of fragrances that people will smell you and you're going to leave a long lasting sillage, and it doesn't take a lot. So I do think that this is full bottle worthy, but I don't know if I would buy like a full 50 mil. I would probably just get the little small 20 or 10 mil, which I feel would be enough for me. But it is a nice fragrance. It is a statement making fragrance. So again, this is Arabian Tonka. All right, so next up is Bubble Forever, and I think this is probably like one of their latest fragrance that they released, but I did get this at Twisted Lily. And Bubble Forever, it comes in this really pretty pink bubble gummy packaging. And you guys, I remember when I did this, I scored it just as a like it. It wasn't like a total love for me. And I was really curious about it because I was anticipating that you would get that bubble gummy note, but you would get some depth to it because of how Mancera fragrances are. And it's okay. You do get the bubble gummy note, you know, and it has a little kick to it because I think this has like some cinnamon in it. So let's talk about the fragrance notes. The fragrance notes, it has lemon, grapefruit, neroli, pear, orange blossom, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, cinnamon, toffee, vanilla, musk, and amber. Like I said, it is a decent fragrance. Not decent enough for me to be like, I want a full size bottle. And at this point, not even a 20 mil. I noticed that it's sold out in a lot of places, so it must be a really popular fragrance for someone or some people. But like I said, it's decent. You know, it's not a bad fragrance, but it's not something that is so captivating for me to want it in full size bottle. It's nice, you know, it really is nice, but it's that citrusness and that neroli with that jasmine, it's just giving me a little bit more floralness than I possibly want. Like I said, you do get a little bubble gum, just a little. It kind of reminds me of Velvet Vanilla by Mancera, but Velvet Vanilla to me is better. But it's decent. It's just it's nice. So again, that's Bubble Forever by Montale. All right, the next fragrance, you guys, is called Daydream. And I had never heard of this one. So it is actually Daydream. So let's refresh. that. And Daydreams has notes of mandarin orange, orange blossom, tiara flowers, jasmine neroli, vanilla, sandalwood, and coconut. Yes, this is an orange blossom neroli fragrance, but it's not that cloying neroli like fragrance. It is decent. It's nice. It has a very mature perfumey type of fragrance. There's, citruses are a little different from like cherries and strawberries to me. It has like its own like category when it comes to fruity things. And this is definitely one of those citrus forward type of fragrances. You definitely get that citrus, but it doesn't give you all these fruit nuances, if that makes any sense. So this is definitely a citrus neroli type of fragrance that has some maturity to it. It's not something that I would ever consider or want. I don't think right now at this moment, I don't think this would be something that I would like in a full size bottle, 20 or 50. So it's just okay. So again, that's Daydreams. All right, the next one, you guys, is something that I got. Well, I think I bought this during the panorama so long ago. I just wanted. I like the bottle because I like the way it's kind of like white and silver like looking, and I thought it was really pretty. So this is Diamond Greedy. And I remember when I first smelled this, I almost purchased it. I actually did purchase this in a 20 mil, but it never came for some reason. It got lost in packaging, I mean in the mail or whatever, and I ended up having to get a refund. But I was really impressed with this at that time when it came. It's just right now. But it has notes of pear, mandarin orange, vanilla, rose, jasmine, white musk, and patchouli. So you see how things change. I really thought that this was something nice. Well, I guess I didn't think it was too nice because I wasn't intrigued to get a full size bottle. I was going to get the small 20 mil. But I thought that it was nice at that time. And like now, it's just, I don't care for it anymore. It's just okay. So I wouldn't recommend Diamond Greedy as a full size bottle, but it doesn't stink. But at this moment, it's not for me. All right, you guys. So the next one is another very popular, heavy hitting one. And if you know Montale Fragrances, I'm sure you already know which one it is. And it is Intense Cafe. Now, because it's so heavy, like the Arabian Oud, I'm not going to respray it because I can still smell it on this card. And this Intense Cafe, this is like their coffee fragrance. And you guys, it is good. It is nice. It is a really nice fragrance. I do like this one. It has floral notes. It has rose, coffee, vanilla, white musk, and amber. So, if you are familiar with Tiziana Terenzi's Deluxe, this is very similar to that as far as the DNA. It's a nice fragrance. It is really a nice fragrance. You definitely get that coffee and that oud with that rose. So if you're a person that really enjoys that coffee rose note, you would like this. I am thinking about getting this in a 20 mil. And the reason I say 20 mils for the ones that I really like is because for some reason I have something in my collection that is already very similar. But this right here, it packs a punch like the Arabian Oud, and it is a beautiful fragrance. I think this is perfect for fall and winter. And it's one of those fragrances, although it's very powerful, it could be a signature scent. This could be a fragrance that when you smell it, you think of a person. So again, this is Cafe Intense, and I do really like this one. The next one, you guys, is another one that comes off as like a gourmand, fun type of fragrance that I was really intrigued by just based off the notes. And the fragrance is Lucky Candy. And it has fragrance notes of bergamot, honey, cacao, frangipani, marshmallow, neroli, coconut, lily of the valley, musk, vanilla, toffee, and amber. Just the notes alone, just reading the notes even before smelling it is very intriguing. And this is a nice fragrance, you guys. It is really a nice fragrance. I do like, because I played around with this in my plus point a lot. I do like the stages that this fragrance go through. You know, there are times I don't ever pick the honey up in this because that's what really kind of captivated me. But you do pick up that frangipani and it develops into like this marshmallow subtleness, and I get the neroli throughout the fragrance. I don't get a lot of vanilla and toffees, but I do get that soft floral note that Lily of the Valley provides, and it's a pretty fragrance. I like Lucky Candy over Bubble Forever, in my opinion. So I do think that this is full size bottle worthy. I probably would get it if I got it at a really good price. I would shoot for a 50 ml. So again, Lucky Candy, very beautiful fragrance. I do think that this is a fragrance that can be worn very easily during the warmer months. But, you know, I believe that you wear what you want when you want to wear it. But this is beautiful. Again, this is Lucky Candy. All right, you guys. So we are winding down. We have two more to go. And the next one is Roses Musk. Now, Rose's Musk is musk, rose, and jasmine. And this fragrance, you guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you are a fan of Cambridge Club, if you are a fan of Gentle Fluidity Gold, this will be a very easy like, in my opinion. Even Deluxe, without that, for some reason, I feel like Deluxe got coffee in it, without that like coffee note in it. But this is pretty. I do like this. This is a pretty fragrance. Musk, Rose's Musk is what it's called. It's a rose oud, and it is pretty. I like it. I do like it. I would definitely get this in full size bottle if I got it at a really good price. It's not something that it's on the wish list and I would just go out and buy, because I have things that it smells very similar to. But it's pretty. It is nice. I don't hear many people talk about Rose's Oud, but it is a beautiful fragrance. And last but not least, this is also one that I've never heard of, and this is Velvet Fantasy. And Velvet Fantasy has fruit notes, citrus, it has some solar notes, has violet rose, musk, white musk that is, incense, and amber. I don't like this. This is, I don't like it. It's not for me. I don't like it. It's very, very mature. It's very something that I just don't like it. I don't think that it would wear well on my body chemistry, honestly. It's not an ugly fragrance, but it's just not for me. I don't like it. I'm sure it's good for someone, but not for me. So Velvet Fantasy would definitely be a no, you guys. So that's all of them. And to sum it up, I would like to have three of them, if nothing more, than in a four of them. Is it four or three? Let's count them. Okay. Arabian Tonka, I wouldn't mind having that one in a 20 mil. Intense Cafe, I would not mind having that one in a 20 mil. Daydreams, no, not Daydreams. Lucky Candy, I would not mind having that one. Or Rose's Musk. So it is four. So it's four of them out of the what, nine fragrances that I had here. It's four of them out of the nine that I think would be nice fragrances. But the other ones, they just were not for me, you guys. So if you have any loves or likes from the house of Montale, you can leave those in the comment section below. If you have any added questions about the ones that I spoke about here, please leave those questions. Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate you. And do not forget, you Yes, you. You are great. Bye bye.